Hey, coaches, this is Coach Anthony Williams, founder and CEO of Connected Athletics, a startup based company in Austin, Texas. We are focused on connecting student athletes with other student athletes so they can build their network. We're focused on connecting student athletes with college coaches during the recruiting process. And more importantly, we want to make sure that student athletes successfully transition from high school to college and then into a career, whether it be in pro football or in their major. We have got yet another exciting prospect with us today. I've gotten to know this kid over the last year since evaluating him before I invited him to the 2019 FBU Adidas Freshman All-American game out in Naples, Florida. Brennan Store is a quarterback in the class of 23. He's at Highland Park High School up in the Dallas area. Strong GPA, once again, freshman All-American, and really excited to hear more about Brennan as a person. Brennan, how you doing this morning?
I'm doing good.
And thanks for coming on taking the time to come on the show. We're looking forward to hearing more about you since I got to meet you and your family back in December.
Sir, thanks for inviting me.
No worries. Hey, before we get in and watch your video, we were just talking about you. You know, we're coming out of the starting to reopen from COVID-19. Tell us a little bit about what you were doing when we were still in home and what you're doing now that you're in strength and conditioning with your school.
So during the pandemic, I was actually able to still use a lot of the same facilities that I usually use in the off season. I got really lucky and, I had a gym the whole time, and I was able to find a field that was kind of remote that I could use. So, I got to keep on my grind, and I was just, doing what I usually do in the off season. I was just working really hard, and I wasn't going to let anything hold me back from getting better. So, yeah.
Good deal. So you're working, tell me you work on your strength, your speed, your quickness, obviously throwing, lower body. Tell me a little bit more detail about what you're doing for your throwing.
For my throwing, I throw 1 or 2 times a week. Nothing overboard. But I do work a lot of lower body and core and stuff like that to help me throw, because that's where, you get most of your power from when you throw. And, I'm just make sure I'm staying loose in my hips and stuff. So I can turn my body, put me in the right position to throw the ball as best as possible. So I've got it down to a science at this point pretty much. And, I'm just keeping on.
Do you have a specific quarterback trainer that you're working with?
Yeah, I work with Kevin Murray. He's Kyler Murray's dad, and he trains a lot of pro and college quarterbacks. So
yeah, know him very well. He does a great job, and he's obviously doing a good job with you. So shout out to Coach Kevin on that. Hey, let's switch speed here. Let's go to your highlight video, and I'd love to have you commentate to some of the great plays you made last year as a freshman. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go over to the screen here. And I'm going to hit play, and here we go. Let's see some of these great plays from last year. Shout out to Coach Allen.
Yeah, so here's just a QB draw, and I just let it develop, see what opens up blocking wise, and I just hit the hole and go.
Sneaky speed there. I see you, B.
Yes, sir. And then here we got the freshman All-American game, just stop and go down the sideline. Yeah. Safety's on the hash. I just put on the corner here. Little post corner right there. It's on the run. Just kind of a scramble, kind of a broken play.
Yeah, that's nice right there.
Goal line fade right there. Safety takes the post. He's just running with the corner.
B, would you consider yourself a zone read or a drop back quarterback?
I'm a dual threat for sure. I mean, I can make plays with my legs, and I can make plays in space. And when the pocket collapses, I'm always good for. I can make something happen, really.
Showing some good strength there, staying up on your feet, eyes down the field, and still making a play. I love that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think one of the best parts of my games is being able to make plays when, the pocket collapses and being able to throw on the run. And this is just some drop back stuff. You know, nothing on the move or anything, just
No, this
straight
is
up.
good for coaches to see your footwork in the pocket. You don't have to leave it. It's good stuff here.
Sure.
Pinpoint. Great stuff there. So I'm gonna pause it here and let's go back and so obviously I watched the video. I was very impressed, and that's obviously why I chose you for the freshman All-American game. Let's talk about that. Just kind of kick things off. I mean, what was it like? What was your experience in playing with the other 60 top freshmen in the country out in Naples back in December?
It was really cool because, you don't get to play against competition like that all the time, and it was just good to go out there and see where you stacked up. And I felt like, it was just another game for me. Like I could handle the competition, but it was definitely a bit of a challenge because I mean there were some really really good players out there, and obviously pretty much everyone for that game is going to go on and play Division One football most
Yeah.
likely. So some good talent, and it was really fun. I made a lot of friends.
Well, let's talk about that. I know a lot of you guys are staying close. I've interviewed a lot of the other players on the teams. Tell us about who you stay in contact with from that experience.
Really, I stay in contact with pretty much everyone on our team. I know Bruce, Caleb, Daniel really well because they
Mhm.
live kind of close to me.
Right.
So those are the guys that I keep in touch with the most, and Braylon because he lives in Austin, so he's not too far away. But yeah, those people I'm pretty close with.
Right. Well, hey, let's talk about the most important thing. You got the strong academics, the 3.5 GPA. Tell these coaches about the importance you put on your academics.
And, the academics comes first, and my parents always push that. And I go to a pretty prestigious academic school, I'd say, um, in Highland Park. So uh, yeah, I mean that always comes first, and because if I got a career-ending injury or something, and I couldn't go to college for football, then I'd have to have strong grades.
Yeah. What are some of your favorite subjects that drive that 3.5 GPA?
For me, it's definitely English and science. Those usually come pretty naturally to me.
Okay.
Um, uh, I'm not bad at math, but I don't really enjoy it that much. But still got to do it. But I
Nothing
think
wrong with
English
that.
English comes to me, like English comes to me really easily. So I usually have my highest grade in English.
Do you like to write, or what part of English specifically?
Yeah, I like to write and read. I don't like really write in my free time, but I do read. I do read in my free time a lot, and my mom's always wanted me to read. Had me reading since I was a little kid, and
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
Well, take this time maybe to shout out one of your favorite teachers that helped you, really inspired you to keep your GPA up at Highland Park. Who would you shout out? Teacher.
Definitely my second grade teacher, Miss Rucker. She was
Okay.
cool. She really made me enjoy school. I guess that was the first year I really liked school that much. I guess.
Wow, you're the first player that's went all the way back to elementary school and shout out a
Yeah.
second grade. I like that. So with the strong GPA, I mean, I know you're still early in the recruiting process. Have a decision on what you're going to major in when you get to college?
Probably just business.
Yeah.
My dad did chemical engineering as his major when he played at Vanderbilt, and I don't know really if I want to go down that route with
Mhm.
engineering wise. And he said that I should just do business, I think too, because that's what he ended up getting into, even with that degree. So um, yeah, I'll probably just end up doing business and uh, try to start my own business.
Okay. Yeah. So do you have an idea? You mentioned when football's over. Do you want to run your own company? Do you want to work for a Fortune 500 company? I mean, what is it you're looking for towards when football's done?
I mean, I'd be okay with both. I think I preferably want to run my own business and, try and make it that way. I'm a go-getter, so I think I can really get things out the mud, and um, I've always wanted to kind of do my own thing and be my own boss because I kind of, if I was going to work like that, that's definitely how I'd want to do it.
Okay. Let's switch it up here a little bit. Going into your sophomore year here, what do you consider your strengths as a quarterback, and what are some of the things you're working on going into your second year?
Strengths as a quarterback, really. I have a really strong arm. I can make every throw on the field. I play well under pressure. I think that's a strong suit that I have. I think I play better the more pressure there is, and um, I can make every throw on the field when the pocket breaks down. I can always keep my eyes downfield and make a play, make people miss. And things I'm working on really is just getting stronger and faster, obviously, because you can never be too strong or too fast.
Yeah. Okay. I know you had good size back when we were in Naples back in December, but tell these coaches what's your height and weight right now? Have you grown a little bit?
Yeah, I've grown a little bit, so I'm about 6 feet, 6.5 feet, and I'm 180 pounds, so
Okay.
I've gotten bigger.
Tell us a little bit about your family background, mom and dad, brothers and sisters. And I asked that with the secondary question of what do you think your height and weight will be by the time you graduate from Highland Park?
So my dad played defensive end at Vanderbilt. He was like 6'3", like he was really big. So I'll probably be around 6'2", 6'3", by the time I'm like a junior, senior. Um, and my mom's like 5'7" or something. Like she's not very tall, but
That's tall for a woman, though. Yeah. Is your mom an
that's
athlete
pretty
by
tall.
chance?
But yeah, and I have a older sister. She's gonna be a senior. I have a little brother who's going into 6th grade, and then I have 2 dogs, and that's
Okay.
about it.
All right. Was your mom an athlete in high school or college?
Yeah, she was just not in college, but she played basketball in high school, so she's pretty athletic, and yeah, she's pretty athletic, and her whole side of the family is, and so is my dad. So we got some good genes.
Okay. Well, you got a good sense of the competition in your class of 23 out of Naples. How do you differentiate yourself as a quarterback? There's a lot of good quarterbacks in this class. Tell these coaches how you differentiate yourself from all the other good ones in this class.
I'd say, I'm definitely amongst the best for sure. Skill wise, I've gone against, all these guys that are, supposedly the top in our class. And, I've stacked well against them. I'm just as good, if not better. And, you know, I think I'm just a different quarterback. I'm special in my opinion. I can do a lot of things that other people can't. And, yeah.
Okay. Talk about, they always say in football, quarterbacks get too much credit when a team wins and too much blame when a team loses. Tell us how you manage those highs and lows as a quarterback.
You always got to give credit back to your team when you win. Obviously, I mean, you can't do it without receivers making great catches and linemen blocking well, running backs running well. It's a team sport. You can't have, you can't just have a great quarterback and then a bunch of not very good receivers or linemen and win because it just won't work. So when you win as a team. When you lose as a team, and I definitely live by that, and that's a message that I think in our program is really important. That it's a team game, and people really don't point fingers at our school. We understand. It's a team game. You lose as a team, you win as a team.
Coach Allen does a great job in Highland Park, obviously, with you guys being competitive on the field, but he also sends a lot of strong messages about character and winning off the field and in life. Tell us what it's like to play for Coach Allen at Highland Park.
It's really cool because, obviously he's one of the greatest high school coaches ever. He's really cool. He's one of the nicest people I've ever met, and it's really cool to. I mean, about every day, he's teaching us new stuff, and he just has a lot of good insight on life and football. I mean, even outside of football, he's just a really good person, and we talk a lot about faith and all that stuff. So it's really cool.
What's your relationship like with your position coach? Who's that at Highland Park?
So our quarterback coach left. to Southlake this year, and we have a new quarterback coach. He's coming from Georgia. He's coming down here in July. His name's Coach Corey. He coached at Princeton in Georgia, and I've got to know him. He's a really cool guy. I like him a lot, and we're gonna have a great future at Highland Park. He's a great coach, and Coach Allen is, so we're gonna be good.
What's the competition looking like at your position as you go into your second year?
So this year we had Chandler Morris, who committed
Right.
to OU.
Yeah.
And then this year we have a senior, Braden Shager. He has like 15, 16 offers. He's like a 3 or 4 star, so he's pretty good. So he's going to get the nod to start for now, but we're still competing every day, and I'm just going to contribute however I can.
It's a good mindset. I like that. Hey, tell me a little bit about, what are some of the things you're looking forward to playing at the college level?
Um, Really just I'm just excited to get somewhere and just like form a really strong brotherhood, somewhere with good tradition and just great atmosphere. And really, I know wherever I end up, I would have made the right choice. And I'm just excited to play because I love football, and that's really all that matters to me, is that I get to play the sport I love.
When did you start playing football, Brennan, and when did you fall in love with the game? What year, what grade was that?
Um, I started playing football in like kindergarten. So like since, I can even remember anything, I've been playing football, and I've always loved it. I always thought it was so fun. And obviously my dad played in college. Um, so he thought I was gonna be like a DN, but in like first or second grade I started throwing the ball. So I was like, I want to be a quarterback, and ever since then I've been a quarterback, and that's that pretty much.
Okay. I think I know the answer to this question, but I'll ask you anyway. I mean, who's going to be involved as you go through the recruiting process? Who's going to be involved in helping you make the decision on where you're going to commit to?
Definitely my mom, my dad for
Yeah.
sure. Like, you know, they both, yeah, they're both gonna guide me in the right direction, and my grandparents too are really important influence in my life. So, obviously, when that time comes, we're all gonna talk about it, and um, I'm sure we'll make the right decision.
Well, these last 6 months since we left each other in Naples, your recruiting has kind of taken off. Tell us about the recruiting process. Tell us what your experience has been so far and how it's going for you.
It's going good for me. I have 4 offers. My first offer was in 8th grade, so like a year ago. Um, Really, it's been going well. I think what's hindered me is just, I haven't, produced that varsity film
Yeah.
because, we're so deep at the quarterback position here. Um, and, it's just Highland Park always has lots of great quarterbacks. So,
Yeah.
mean, I could have transferred out and probably started somewhere, but I'm really I really like Highland Park, and I feel a strong connection, and I think when my time comes, this is gonna be the right move. So
Yeah. Well, keep in mind as you're only going to your sophomore year, as you know, recruiting it's not a sprint; it's a marathon. So I think you've got the right attitude to just stay patient. You're a good player. You got a good head on your shoulders. You got the great academics. I guarantee you, more schools going to be coming as you get to play varsity here going forward. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. Tell me about. Let's learn about you as a person a little bit. What do you like to do when you're not working out or playing football? What are some of your hobbies?
I just like I've been playing basketball a lot. I like to play pickup games every now and then. I've always liked basketball, so that's something I do every now and then. I like to read. Just play video games, hang out with my friends. Just stuff like that.
Okay. Well, you mentioned video games, so tell these coaches, what are your favorite games? Are you a 2K guy? You a Madden guy, or Fortnite, or Call of Duty?
I like all the sports games, 2K, Madden. I play all the big games. I just play whatever my friends play. So,
Okay. Well, the big question after that is, are you giving L's or taking L's?
oh, I'm definitely giving L's. I'm like anyone. I guarantee you. No one could beat me. I'm probably one of the greatest Madden players in the world, in my opinion.
Wow.
So I'm just, yeah, my, mean, no one could beat me, to be
I
honest.
like it. I like the confidence. There's not a teenager your age that is not near their phone all the time. Tell us what are some of your favorite apps? Are you a Twitter guy, Instagram? You on TikTok?
Yeah, I go on Twitter a lot to just look at football stuff because that's really what I use it for. And, I kind of use what everyone's using, Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff. So, you know,
Am I gonna see you dancing on TikTok anytime soon?
no,
Quarterback
absolutely
hat.
not. I'm I'm not doing that. I'm not into that stuff. That's not happening. That's the one thing I'm not gonna hop on. I'm not gonna hop on that boat.
Okay. What about I know you like getting outside. Do you like to hunt, fish, get out in the water on the
Oh
lake?
yeah, every now and then. It's been hard lately, and especially like in the summer and stuff. I don't have a lot of time
Yeah.
because we got workouts down here and stuff. But there's a couple weekends, I'll go down to a friend's ranch and we'll just have fun and stuff. So
Somebody's going to watch you play for the first time this upcoming season. Who's your game going to remind them of? Who do you pattern your game off of? Either a college quarterback or an NFL quarterback.
yeah, honestly, I'd say a lot like Joe Burrow. When I was watching him this year, I said, we have a lot of the same technique and throwing form, and I think um, we're kind of the same player. He can make plays on his legs. He's good for 5-10 yards when he can get out of the pocket, and he can make people miss in the pocket, and his feet are really quick. And I think that's something that's really strong about me is I have some of the fastest feet you'll see, and I can make people miss in the pocket really well.
Well, it's funny that Joe's one of your idols because your numbers are almost identical. The number of touchdown passes and the percentage rate. I mean, he
Yeah.
obviously had a breakout year last year, and I looked at your numbers, and they're about the same. So there's a lot of integration between the both of you.
So,
One of the things college coaches want to understand is what's going to be your criteria when you do decide to commit to a school. Is it going to be distance from home, culture, scheme, family environment? What's it going to be for you?
the distance thing, it's like it's really not that important to me. I'm not gonna let the location of the school like I'm not gonna let that affect my decision really, because I can be away from home and it won't really be that big of a deal for me. If it's the right school. But it's just really important because I come from a high school that I think is pretty special, and it's like a family bond, really strong traditions. Just make sure that the coaches aren't just coaching like football and stuff, but
Mhm.
life too,
Right.
and just making us better as people and football players. And obviously, the education is important for me.
Okay. As coaches, we always want our players to handle adversity. Tell these coaches about a time in your life, either personally or dealing with football, that you had to overcome some type of adversity.
Oh man, there's been a lot of instances. I'd say I'm trying to think of one. Um,
Which one had the most impact in your life as a student athlete?
um, I guess hmm, that's a hard question. Um, I don't know. I guess hmm.
We can come back to it if you want.
Yeah. We can come back to that.
Okay.
I can't really think of anything.
Well, tell these coaches why do you love the game of football? What is it about the quarterback position? What is it about the game of football that you love so much?
To me, it's really just not even like, it's just not a thought. I just love playing football. I love the process, even though, I just love the grind. I love working out and pushing myself. It just feels, it feels right. It feels like, what I want to do. And it feels like the path. Like it just feels right. And I just love football. I love competing. I'm a competitive person, I'd say. I don't really like losing in anything. So, I just love competing and winning. And I just love everything about the game. I think it's exciting and fun. And, that's kind of what my whole life revolves around.
Yeah. Tell me, as a quarterback, how do you define leadership, and how do you plan on showing leadership during your sophomore year?
Leadership's for me, leadership is it's someone who makes everyone around them better and can, get a whole team to rally around a goal, to win it all. And for me, since I'm only going to be a sophomore, and it's not really common at our school that sophomores are really on varsity or anything.
Mhm.
So, I'm just going to lead how I can, just, do what I normally do. I've always been a natural leader, and, I'm just going to do the best I can to make everyone around me better and make sure that we're all focused on winning.
Okay. You mentioned competition. One of the things that coaches always try and evaluate during the recruiting process is the competitive measurement of a kid. Tell these coaches why are you such a great competitor? What is it that drives you?
Honestly, it's just my nature. I don't like losing. I always like pushing myself. I'm never satisfied. To be honest, I think that's one of the things that makes me good and pushes me is I'm never satisfied with where I'm at. I'm definitely not satisfied where I am now. I don't think I will ever be satisfied. I don't like losing. I'm competitive. I like proving myself. Um, and obviously, I don't run from competition. I always go against the challenge, and I'm not scared of any competition.
Well, Brennan, I love hearing that because, as you know, and you've seen in recruiting the last few years, we've had some players. Okay, I'm going to this school. Oh, they just got a guy. Okay, I'm going to transfer over here. And that, if you don't love to compete and step up the challenges, you're not going to go very far
Yeah,
in
I know.
the high level. So I love hearing you say that. Let's fast forward into this season coming up. Big game coming up against one of your arch rivals. It's pregame. Who are you listening to? Who's in your playlist? What artists you listen to get you hyped before?
Um, definitely some Drake for sure, some Meek Mill, Eminem for sure. He has a lot of pregame classics. Um, you know, uh, I'm trying to think. There's just so many, just all the classic pregame songs. Even if it's not an artist you like, there's just so many classic football pregame hype up songs. So
Okay.
I just listen.
Gotcha. Tell these coaches what a normal game week preparation is like for you. How much film do you watch? How much scouting do you do in the scouting report? Spending time with coaches, extra time for your receivers. To give us a little insight to that.
Where we're from at Highland Park, we're definitely going to be in the film room a lot, just breaking down film. And I watch a lot of film on my own time, just even from last year's varsity games. And I'm really, it just kind of comes like naturally to me. It's what you kind of have to do. You just got to watch a lot of film. You got to know what you're doing. You got to know what you're getting yourself into. You got to be prepared. So me and my receivers, we throw a lot in the summer. So I've been throwing the same people since like second, third grade. So we have really good connection. And, if we're about to play our big rival or whatever, we're just going to treat it like any other game. That's how we treat it.
Okay. We're starting to come out of this pandemic right now, slowly starting to reopen, maybe getting outside, hang out with your friends. If I remember correctly, your shoe game was pretty strong in Naples. Are you a big shoe guy or no?
Yeah, I'm a big shoe guy. So I got a lot of shoes. So, um, it's been good to be able to finally go outside and, be able to actually wear stuff. So yeah, it's been.
What are you rocking? Are you a J guy? You a Adidas guy? Yeezy? What are you
No,
rocking?
I'm kind of I got a couple pairs of Jordans. I got a couple. I got a lot of Adidas shoes, a lot of Nike shoes. I just kind of got everything. Just anything I like, I wear.
Okay. Going back to your experience in Naples, you played against a lot of the top players in 23. Take this time out. Players on your team that are maybe being under recruited, shout them out. Who should these coaches know about your team that's going to be a shock in the season this year?
Definitely Caleb and Bruce Mitchell for sure. Caleb is gigantic, D end, super fast. I don't know why he doesn't have a bunch of offers. Bruce is a really good receiver. He should. I know he just got his first offer.
Yeah.
He'll have more by the time we're graduating. He'll have a lot. I know Caleb will have a lot too, just because he's so big.
Yeah. Okay. Um, Tell me about you mentioned a couple, but who besides your parents are people that have a positive influence in your life right now?
Definitely, Coach Allen has a big positive influence in my life. Just all my coaches at HP. I'd say I have a good relationship with all of them, and I'm seeing them. Basically like I'm seeing them a lot now because we're down at the high school working out and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, and definitely my grandparents and my siblings have big influences on my life. And Coach Novikov for sure. Uh, Coaches at Parrish. He's been coaching me since I was in like third grade, like fourth grade, and he's had a big influence in my life, and he's really shaped me into the player I am today.
Okay. Tell me, you mentioned basketball earlier. What other sports do you play outside of football?
So now I really just from my school, I just play football, but I used to run track, basketball, lacrosse, football, soccer, all that sport. I've played pretty much everything. I used to play baseball, but now I'm just sticking to football, working on that.
Okay. Hey, Brennan, tell these college coaches what type of learning style best fits you. Are you a verbal learner, visual, or physical?
I say I'm a visual learner. I think I can learn verbally for sure. Like it's not really an issue, but it definitely sticks with me more if I get to see something.
Okay. Another important question that coaches will ask you is tell these coaches why do you think your game translates to the college level?
My game, I know, because just as it's gone out through the years. I've been able to adjust at any level, pretty fast, and been able to change my game to fit whatever level I'm playing on. And I'm a hard worker, so I'm definitely gonna stay ahead of the curve. And yeah, so I know my game's gonna translate because it's always translated my whole life, and I'm a competitor and I'm a hard worker.
Okay. Last couple questions here. We'll let you get back to your day. Tell us, what are you doing to give back to your community? Are you involved with your church, involved with a nonprofit group? What are you doing to give back?
Yeah, I'm involved with my church a lot. I'm Catholic, and so I'll be an altar boy sometimes. We we have to get a lot of service hours for our school anyway, so we're doing like community service stuff and stuff like that. Haven't been able to really do stuff like that though because the Corona
Yeah.
thing, but
Right.
we're gonna start getting back to stuff like that.
Okay. Well, hey, we talked about the elevator pitch when we first started here. In these last 30 seconds, tell these college coaches why they should recruit you, and then tell them what you're going to bring to their program.
So you should recruit me because I'm gonna be the hardest worker on the team. All I know is hard work. My whole life I've worked hard. I'm a competitor. I'm not afraid of competition. I'm not afraid of coaching. You know, um, I love being coached. I'm always looking ways to better myself, and overall, I'm just I always find a way to win. And for me to bring to the program, what I'm going to bring to the program is just a mindset of winning. I'm going to bring leadership. I'm going to make sure that we build a strong brotherhood and we make something special, whatever college I'm at.
Great. Well, Brennan, great job. I'm excited for your future. You're kind of the hidden secret that is starting to get out there right now. I talk to coaches about you all the time. Continue to work hard. I'll see you during the fall season. You'll see me on the sidelines at one of the games this year. Tell the family I said hello and have a great rest of your day.
All right, thank you.
All right, talk to you soon.